The Real Wolverine, a size comparison between movie and comic versions. Hey there, Marvel fans! Have you ever wondered about the differences between Wolverine in the comics versus the movies? Well, you're in for a treat. Today, we're diving deep into The Real Wolverine, a size comparison between movie and comic versions. Whether you're a die-hard comic book enthusiast or someone who knows Wolverine from the big screen, this topic is sure to pique your interest. We're exploring how one of the most iconic characters in the Marvel Universe differs between mediums, specifically focusing on his height and why it matters. So grab your adamantium claws and let's jump right in. Wolverine has been a staple in Marvel stories for decades, but did you know there's a significant difference in his physical portrayal between the comics and the films? Let's unravel this fascinating comparison. Wolverine in the comics. First up, let's talk about Wolverine's roots in the comics. Wolverine, whose real name is James Howlett but often goes by Logan, made his first appearance in The Incredible Hulk number 180 back in 1974. Created by writer Len Wein and artist John Romita Sr., he was initially introduced as a villain but quickly became a fan-favorite anti-hero. Born in the late 1880s in Canada, Wolverine is a mutant with extraordinary abilities. He possesses a remarkable healing factor, heightened senses, and of course, those iconic retractable claws made of indestructible adamantium. His long and turbulent past is filled with mystery, wars, and personal tragedies, which have shaped him into the complex character we know and love today. Throughout the comics, Wolverine has been a member of several teams, most notably the X-Men. His gruff exterior hides a deep sense of honor and a fierce loyalty to his comrades. Wolverine's journey is one of self-discovery, battling his inner demons while fighting to protect a world that often fears and hates mutants. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Wolverine's physical appearance in the comics. One of the most distinguishing features of Wolverine is his height. Standing at just 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters, he's considerably shorter than many of his superhero counterparts. This short stature is paired with a stocky, muscular build, giving him a rugged and formidable presence despite his size. His visual design is unmistakable. Wild, pointed hair that mirrors the shape of his mask, intense eyes, and a sometimes feral expression. Speaking of his mask, the classic yellow and blue, or brown and tan costume with elongated ears, adds to his animalistic persona. His overall look emphasizes his connection to the Wolverine animal, small but incredibly fierce and tenacious. Artists often depict him with exaggerated musculature, thick arms, and a barrel chest, highlighting his strength and resilience. His stature plays a significant role in how he moves and fights, often relying on his agility and close-quarters combat skills to take down opponents much larger than himself. Wolverine's height and its significance. You might be wondering, why does Wolverine's height matter? In the comics, his short stature isn't just a physical trait, it's a core aspect of his character. It symbolizes his role as the underdog and sets him apart from the towering figures that populate the Marvel Universe. His height adds depth to his personality, contributing to his scrappy, relentless nature. It affects how he interacts with other characters, often leading to situations where he's underestimated. This, in turn, fuels his determination to prove himself and assert his capabilities. Furthermore, Wolverine's size contrasts with his immense power and ferocity. It's a reminder that true strength doesn't always come in a large package. His character challenges stereotypes about heroism and masculinity, showing that grit and heart can outshine physical stature. Wolverine in the movies. Switching gears to the big screen. Wolverine made his cinematic debut in 2000 with the release of X-Men, marking the beginning of a new era for superhero films. The movie introduced audiences worldwide to the complex world of mutants, with Wolverine quickly becoming a standout character. Over the years, Wolverine has appeared in numerous films within the X-Men franchise, including solo outings like X-Men Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine, and the critically acclaimed Logan. These films explored various aspects of his character, from his mysterious past to his struggles with immortality and loss. The cinematic portrayal of Wolverine played a significant role in popularizing the character beyond comic book fans. It brought his story and the broader themes of mutation and acceptance to a global audience, solidifying his place as a cultural icon. At the heart of Wolverine's movie success is actor Hugh Jackman. When Jackman was cast, he was a relative unknown in Hollywood. Interestingly, he wasn't the first choice for the role. Dougray Scott was initially cast, but had to drop out due to scheduling conflicts, opening the door for Jackman. Standing at 6 feet 2 inches, 188 centimeters, Jackman is nearly a foot taller than the comic book Wolverine. Despite this, his audition showcased his ability to capture Logan's essence, the brooding intensity, the internal conflict, and the raw physicality. Jackman's dedication to the role is legendary. He underwent intense physical training to embody Wolverine's muscular build, delved deep into the character's psyche, and even learned to mimic Wolverine's signature growl and mannerisms. His portrayal spanned 17 years, making him one of the longest-running actors to play a superhero character. His performances earned him critical acclaim and the adoration of fans worldwide. Now let's examine Wolverine's physical appearance in the movies. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is tall, lean, and undeniably charismatic. His portrayal deviates from the comic book's shorter, stockier version, presenting a more traditional Hollywood leading man image. The movies opted for a more subdued costume design, forgoing the bright yellow and blue spandex for darker, more tactical attire. This choice aimed to ground the character in a more realistic setting, appealing to modern audiences. Jackman's Wolverine sports styled hair and stubble, giving him a rugged yet polished look. While the physical differences are significant, the movies retain key aspects of Wolverine's character, his regenerative abilities, adamantium claws, and internal struggles. The focus shifted slightly to explore themes like identity, redemption, and belonging, which resonated with a broad audience. Size comparison between comic and movie Wolverine. Height differences. All right, let's put it all together and compare sizes. In the comics, Wolverine is 5'3", while in the movies, Hugh Jackman portrays him at 6'2". That's a difference of 11 inches, almost a whole foot. This discrepancy is one of the most talked about aspects among fans. In the comic universe, Wolverine's height is a defining trait, influencing his fighting style and interactions. His low center of gravity and compact strength make him a formidable hand-to-hand combatant. In contrast, the movie version presents Wolverine as a towering figure, aligning with typical action hero standards. The height difference impacts how the character is perceived. In the comics, his stature adds to his underdog appeal and emphasizes his tenacity. In the movies, his imposing height contributes to a more dominant on-screen presence. Visual comparison. Visually, the differences are striking. Comic book artists often draw Wolverine with exaggerated muscles, a broad chest, and a stocky build. His shorter frame is accentuated to highlight his sheer physical power despite his size. On the flip side, the movie version showcases a taller, leaner physique. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is muscular but not as bulky as the comic depiction. The costume design in films opts for realism and functionality over the flamboyant styles of the comics. These visual choices affect the character's portrayal. The comic version appears more animalistic and feral, while the movie version leans towards a gritty, humanized warrior. Both interpretations offer unique takes on the character's essence. Wolverine's height plays a role in his relationships with other characters. In the comics, his shorter stature often leads to interesting dynamics, such as tension with taller teammates or humorous situations where he's underestimated. In the movies, this dynamic shifts. Wolverine stands eye to eye with most characters, changing the interpersonal interactions. His authority and presence are perceived differently, sometimes making him more of a natural leader than the lone wolf he's often portrayed as in the comics. While these changes alter certain aspects of his character, they also open up new avenues for storytelling and character development within the cinematic universe. Reasons behind the size differences. Casting decisions. So, why the big change in height? The casting of Hugh Jackman was influenced by a combination of factors. Initially, physical resemblance to the comic character was desired, but other considerations took precedence. Jackman's audition left a strong impression on the filmmakers. His acting skills, work ethic, and ability to convey Wolverine's complex emotions made him a standout choice. The producers decided that capturing the character's spirit was more important than exact physical likeness. Additionally, finding an actor who matched Wolverine's comic book height and could deliver the required performance proved challenging. The decision to prioritize talent and screen presence over height ultimately paid off, as Jackman's portrayal became iconic. Director and production perspectives. From a filmmaking standpoint, certain adaptations were necessary. Directors often adjust character appearances to suit the medium and target audience. A taller Wolverine fit the visual style and narrative approach the filmmakers wanted for the X-Men franchise. A taller actor like Jackman provided practical benefits for cinematography and action sequences. It allowed for dynamic camera angles and fight choreography that might have been more difficult with a significantly shorter lead. The goal was to create an engaging, visually appealing film that resonated with audiences. The essence of Wolverine remained, even if some details were altered. Adaptation choices and practicalities. Adapting a comic book to film involves many changes, some small, some significant. The creative team must balance staying true to the source material with crafting a story that works on screen. Certain characteristics, like Wolverine's height, may not translate well or could distract from the narrative in a live-action context. The filmmakers might have considered that emphasizing his short stature could limit storytelling possibilities or affect audience reception. In the end, practical considerations and creative vision guided the adaptation choices, fan reactions, and cultural impact. Comic purists versus movie fans. The height difference sparked debates among fans. Comic purists initially criticized the casting, feeling that Jackman's tall frame clashed with the Wolverine they knew and loved. Some feared that this change signaled a disregard for the source material. However, Jackman's compelling performance won over many skeptics. His ability to embody Wolverine's tortured soul, relentless spirit, and fierce loyalty resonated with audiences. Over time, even some die-hard comic fans came to appreciate his portrayal, accepting the height difference as a necessary adaptation. On the other hand, moviegoers who were introduced to Wolverine through the films embraced Jackman without reservations. For them, his portrayal became the definitive version of the character. Despite the controversy, the movies propelled Wolverine to new heights of popularity. The character became a household name, and Jackman's portrayal is often cited as one of the best in superhero cinema. The films expanded Wolverine's fan base, reaching people who might never have picked up a comic book. His relatability and depth in the movies connected with a broader audience, enhancing his cultural significance. The success of the film franchise demonstrated that well-crafted characters could transcend their origins and thrive in new mediums, even with changes to certain attributes. Discussions in fan communities. Fan communities continue to buzz with discussions about Wolverine's different portrayals. Online forums, social media groups, and conventions often host debates about the merits of each version. Some fans create artwork or stories imagining a shorter Wolverine in the movies, while others speculate on how the films might have been different with a comic-accurate depiction. These conversations contribute to the rich tapestry of fan engagement and keep the character vibrant in popular culture. Ultimately, the differing opinions showcase the passion fans have for Wolverine and the importance of both respecting source material and embracing new interpretations. Conclusion. So what's the verdict on Wolverine's size difference between comics and movies? While there are significant discrepancies in height and physical appearance, both versions offer valuable and engaging interpretations of the character. In the comics, Wolverine's shorter stature adds layers to his persona, highlighting his underdog spirit, ferocity, and resilience. It's an integral part of his identity, shaping how he interacts with the world around him. In the movies, despite being taller, Wolverine retains his core characteristics: brooding, complex, and fiercely loyal. Hugh Jackman's portrayal brought depth and humanity to the character, resonating with audiences globally and ensuring Wolverine's legacy continues to thrive. These variations underscore the challenges and creative liberties involved in adapting characters across different mediums. They also highlight the importance of focusing on the essence of a character rather than just physical attributes. Whether you prefer the comic book Wolverine or the cinematic version, there's no denying that both have left an indelible mark on the Marvel Universe and fans everywhere. If you enjoyed this exploration of Wolverine's size differences, give this video a thumbs up Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into your favorite characters. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Which version of Wolverine do you prefer? The classic, shorter comic book version, or Hugh Jackman's taller movie portrayal? Drop a comment below and join the conversation. Share this video with your fellow Marvel enthusiasts, and let's keep the discussion going.